Good afternoon and welcome to the January 4th, 2023 committee of the H.B.D.C. I will do a roll call in minutes after Sarah Clark reads the governor's directive.
Please note this meeting is being recorded and will be available shortly hereafter for scheduled and on-demand viewing on any smartphone or tablet device. If anyone else is recording the meeting, please notify the chairperson. Pursuant to Governor Baker's July 16, 2022 signing of an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, including the extension of his March 12, 2020 order, suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20, until March 31st, 2023, this meeting of the Historic Business District Commission is being conducted remotely and shall afford adequate alternative means of public access via Microsoft Teams by calling the phone number 1-508-945-4410, conference ID 743-059-636 #, or join the meeting online via Microsoft Teams through the link in the posted agenda. Despite our best efforts, we may not be able to provide for real-time access, and we will post a record of this meeting on the town's website as soon as possible. In accordance with town policy, the public can speak to any issue, hearing, or business item on the agenda during the meeting when recognized by the chair.
Thank you, Sarah. Roll call. Sam Stribert, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Doug Grattan.
Doug Grattan is here.
Bob Burns is here.
And Steve DeBoer is here.
All right, and Steve DeBoer will be voting tonight.
Okay.
Okay, so the minutes, does anybody have anything? I think we're going to table the December 7th meeting because all are not present. What about December 21st? Does anybody have anything for the minutes?
I thought December 7th was heard in the December 24th.
We had to table it because there,
Oh, you tabled it.
yes, all the people weren't here that were,
I know I wasn't there, but I did watch it. But anyway, okay.
and- yeah.
No, I have nothing on the agenda, on the minutes.
I do have something on the first page. Steve DeBoer was here at the last meeting, and he was omitted from the roll call. That's the only thing I have.
So Doug Grattan will make a motion to accept the minutes with the addition to Steve DeBoer being present.
Bob Burns, second.
Thank you. How do you vote, Sam?
I
Oh,
vote to
you
approve.
weren't here, sorry.
I can't vote.
Doug,
I vote to approve.
Bob Burns votes to approve.
Steve DeBoer votes to approve.
Darcy Sequin votes to approve. Okay, what's the first on the agenda? First
The
item?
first applicant is a sign applicant, 22-112, The Colors of Chatham, care of Barry DeSlitz. Application to install lettering on the front window located at 402 Main Street.
Good afternoon. If you would introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like to do.
I'd like to just add that the Central Permitting Coordinator, Sarah Clark, has said that it complies with the sign bylaw and the H.B.D.C sign guidelines.
Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Barry DeSlitz, and I am the owner of The Colors of Chatham, which is a small photo studio down at 400 Main. And I am moving on March 1st to 402 Main, which was the former, ta-da! So I have two windows, one on the side of the building facing Main Street, the upper Main Street, and one facing directly Main Street. And I would like to put The Colors of Chatham in white lettering
Okay, we have several applications by you, so we'll just take the first one, the front window. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add or question?
This is a gray lettering on a,
White lettering.
it's white lettering.
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, no, I guess it wasn't read very clearly. It's white lettering, that will
Yes, sir.
be very visible, so I commend you on that. And I love the font, I think it's going to be very attractive.
Thank you.
So,
I have no questions. Again, I agree with Sam. I think the font's great, and the white certainly will stand out, so.
Thank you.
Bob?
Looks great. I have no questions.
Thank you.
Steve?
I have no questions or issues.
I have no questions either.
All right, so Doug Rat will make a motion under signs, application 22-112, the colors of Chatham, care of Barry Desolates. Application to install lettering on the front window located at 402 Main Street as presented.
Bob Burns, second.
Sam Strybert
In favor?
votes to approve.
Doug Grattan votes to approve.
Bob Burns votes to approve.
And Steve DeBoer votes to approve.
And Darcy Sequin votes to approve. Next?
The next is 22-113, the colors of Chatham, care of Barry DeSilts. Application to install lettering on the side window located at 402 Main Street. And the sign coordinator says that the proposed window sign complies with the sign bylaw and H.B.D.C. sign design guidelines and procedures.
Barry, go ahead.
This one will be very similar. The only difference is the size because the window is smaller. Same font, same color.
Okay. Steve, do you
I
have
have
any
no
questions?
questions or concerns.
Bob?
Bob Burns, no questions.
Doug?
Doug Grattan, no questions?
Sam?
I have no questions. I think my comments, my earlier comments apply just as equally to this.
Okay.
Thank
Do we
you.
have a motion?
So Doug Grattan will make a motion under signs, application 22-113, the colors of Chatham, care of Barry Desolates. Application to install lettering on the side window located at 402 Main Street as presented.
Do I have a second?
Steve DeBoer will second that motion.
All right. Sam, how do you vote?
I vote to, Sam Stryber votes to approve.
Doug Grattan votes to approve.
Bob Burns votes to approve.
And Steve DeBoer votes to.
And Darcy Sequin votes to approve. Okay, one more.
We have 22-114, the colors of Chapman, care of Barry DeSilts.
So that's,
Application to install a hanging sign on the front of the structure located at 402 Main Street. And again, the proposed hanging sign complies with the sign bylaw.
Barry?
So this sign will be replacing the sign that was hanging from Tada. Tada, you may remember, had a bright pink sign. So this is my logo. The yellow obviously represents the sun, and the blue represents the ocean.
Steve, any questions?
Not really any questions. It seems like there's lighting that's available there. Are you going to be utilizing that?
Yes, I will.
Okay. But no other changes to the bracket or the signs?
No.
Okay. I have no other questions.
Bob?
That looks good. No further questions.
Thank you.
Doug?
I have no further questions.
Sam?
Yes, the border, is that a metal,
No, it's wood.
it's wood,
Yeah,
and it's painted white?
it is.
Okay.
Anybody
Chatham.
All
else?
right, I have no
Chatham
other-
Wind and
I think
Time
it's
is
very
doing the
attractive,
carving.
Maybe a little big for the tiny little
I
building.
think it's deceiving. I got the size from going across the street from Cape Cod Life and measuring their sign, which is a low sign. So I figured,
I must have missed it somewhere.
Well,
What is the diameter?
I think
Of
it's
the sign.
36,
36?
yeah,
Oh, yeah, 38, actually.
38.
yeah.
Is
And
There you go.
One of the things the Cape Cod Wind and Time told me is, because I originally, as I said, I went with that Cape Life size, and he told me when you put things up, they seem to
You
shrink.
lose perceptive, yeah.
Okay. So I'm happy with the sign.
All right, so Doug Grattan would like to make a motion to signs, application 22-114, The Colors of Chatham, care of Barry Desolates. Application to install a hanging sign on the front of the structure located at 402 Main Street as presented.
And Steve DeBoer will second that motion.
And Steve, how do you vote?
I vote to approve.
Bob?
Bob Burns votes to approve.
Doug?
Doug Grattan votes to approve.
Sam Strybert votes to approve.
And Darcy Sequin votes to approve.
Thank you, guys.
very much.
Hope to see you soon at 402 Main.
Good luck at your new place. Thanks.
So the next item on the agenda is a site improvement, application 22-117, 782 Main Street, care of LLC, care of Leslie Schneeberger. Application to modify the certificate of appropriateness to revise the elevations and landscaping to the property and dwelling located at 784 Main Street.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm Leslie Schneeberger with SB Design, representing 782 Main Street LLC. I'm here today, you have the application in front of you for a revision to a certificate of appropriateness that was submitted or approved, granted last year. Now that we are at the point of getting through Planning Board, Zoning Board of Appeals, a few modifications to the building occurred, as well as with our construction documents. The site plan that you have shows a revision. That's actually the major revision to the project. Looking at this drawing, what's called the existing building, below it, there used to be parking. There currently is parking in that area, and the plan that you had seen previously was showing parking and, I believe, ingress to the building remaining. We've taken that out, and it's going to be grass. So there is some grass, bike storage racks, and some lighting. You received the tear sheets of the lighting that's going to be going in that area, as well as a light pole. There you go. At the other side of the building where the street is. And then on the building drawings, each elevation has the top portion is the existing elevation that was approved, and the bottom drawing is the revision. The revisions to window locations, generally, as you can see here, it's actually less windows, more of a traditional punched opening, but slightly larger. Thank you, whoever's guiding the
Anything
hand.
else?
Thank you, Sarah.
All set?
That's everything.
So we're making comments on this
Yes.
elevation, is that what we're going to do?
On the project,
On the whole project?
yes, because we
So
approved.
this isn't just architectural tweaking. You have some reasons why you had to enlarge the windows and
Correct.
various other, was it a code?
Correct. The windows were code. And then the site plan things were requests by planning or zoning. I'm not sure which
Planning,
one.
I think you went to
think it was
planning and
We
zoning?
did both, and I
Yeah.
think it was planning.
So it was their recommendation for the,
What?
it was their recommendation for the changes, planning board and zoning board.
Okay. Well, I have no problem with it. I think bigger windows
Always good.
happens to make the whole object look a little smaller.
I agree.
It's like a big necktie, big fat necktie.
You shrink.
So the shadows are somewhat misleading because I think they don't represent their width doesn't represent the depth. But hey, I like the project, it's fine.
Thank you.
Doug?
I have no questions. I think it looks great.
Thank you, Doug.
Bob?
Just looking at the south elevation, is that what we're doing?
All elevations.
All
The
elevations.
project.
Oh,
whole
okay.
project.
Has it been approved by the ZBA and?
Yes.
And zoning board?
It has.
So it's all approved?
Correct.
Okay, good. I think it looks great.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a while,
It has.
a year or so.
We're getting there.
Okay.
Steve?
I have no questions.
Okay.
It looks like it's mostly
I have no
cosmetic.
questions either, so I'll need a motion.
All right, Doug Grant will make a motion under application for site improvements 22-117, 782 Main Street, care of Leslie Schneeberger. Application to modify the certificate of appropriateness to revise the elevations and landscaping to the property and dwelling located at 784 Main Street as presented.
Second,
I have
please?
one question. Can I ask a question?
Okay.
Signage on the front, there's a
Yes,
space.
there's a space for it. It's assumed that that Cape Associates will be the tenant, but until that's determined, we'll come before you with an application when the actual sign is.
Okay, thank you. So no
I
further,
need a second of it.
So did the motion get seconded?
yeah, done.
Steve DeBoer will second the motion.
Thank you. Sam, how do you vote?
Sam Stryber votes to approve.
Doug?
Doug Grant votes to approve, and I also like to mention, I'm glad to see the applicants coming in person and presenting to us, so thank you for coming in this afternoon.
It's nice to be in person instead of on TV, on the computer.
Bob?
Bob Burns approves.
And Steve DeBoer approves.
Darcy Sequin approves. Thank you very much. We'll look forward to the construction.
Yes, soon.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Leslie. All right, what's next, Sam?
We have two administrative approval exemption, 22-115, John Foley, ratification of a certificate of exemption to install a propane tank and heater located at 2504 Main Street.
Who did this, Sarah?
This one was Doug and Bob. Up on the screen, it's the building in the back. And this is what you'll see on the outside and your typical propane tank.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Sure. So under administrative approval / exemption, application 22-115, John Fail, ratification of a certificate of exemption to install a propane tank and heater located at 2504 Main Street as presented.
I need a second.
Steve DeBoer will second that motion.
Thank you very much. Sam?
Sam Stryber votes to approve.
Doug?
Doug Grattan votes to approve.
Bob Burns votes to approve.
Steve DeBoer votes to approve.
And Darcy Sequin votes to approve. Next.
The next application of administrative approval and exemption is 22-116, Botsalis Family Realty Trust, care of Orlando Hemmings, ratification of certificate of exemption to replace, repair, and paint clapboards and trim on the structure located on 1615 Main Street.
This one was Doug and Darcy. They are repainting white and
Yeah.
replacing.
I have no issues.
Oh, boy.
It needed it.
So I should make a ready for
Yeah.
motion? Okay. So under administrative approval / exemption, application 22-116, Botsalis Family Realty Trust, care of Orlando Hemmings, ratification of certificate of exemption to replace / repair and paint clapboards and trim on the structure located at 1615 Main Street as presented.
Thank you.
Steve DeBoer will second that motion.
Thank you, Steve. And how do you vote?
I vote to approve.
Bob?
Bob Burns votes to approve.
Doug?
Doug Grattan votes to approve.
Sam Stryber votes to approve.
Darcy Sequin votes to approve. Anybody have anything else they'd like to discuss or not?
Doug Grattan can make a motion to adjourn.
Steve DeBoer will second that motion.
All right, Steve, how do you vote?
I vote to approve.
Bob?
Bob votes in favor.
Doug votes to approve.
Sam Stryber votes to approve.
And Darcy Sequin votes to approve. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.